All right, guys, I'll try to keep this interesting. Me and this upper have been going rounds. Um, from the get go, my first 20 rounds, factory, UMC, didn't feed, didn't go to battery. It was pretty ugly. My first thought was the lower because I did an 80% lower. And, the alignment could have been wrong, everything, whatever. I made a few adjustments to that lower to get the upper to fit. And it was okay. Um, I've since tested that lower on another upper and it's okay. So as far as 223, it feeds that and everything. Um, so meanwhile, I went to the gun shop and they suggested lapping the carrier, and I did. So right here, you can see the clean spots. I don't know if you can or not, but within just a few minutes of lapping, that thing appeared and worked down. Also on the other side here, started to shine up without me putting any lapping compound. So I went in and put a dab there and ran that bolt vigorously for a little while, cleaned it up and started fresh with new compound. So the bolt feels great, and I thought that was the root of the feeding issue. The bolt would catch right upon closing almost, because you could see the little shiny spot right here before I did any of the lapping. So took it out and it miserably fed again. Nothing would go to battery. The rounds were getting stuck, and that's another situation I'll tell you about in a minute. But I contacted Bear Creek, and they said to go ahead and polish the feed ramps, and I did. I don't know if y'all can see that, but yeah, you know what I'm looking at. I polished them up, and so far I fed some of my shorter OAL length rounds. These are feeding okay. The first range trip, they were smacking the top of the chamber and leaving the marks. I don't know the BHN exactly, but it's around 16 to 18, give or take. That's the marks I was getting before I did any work to it. This was day one at the range. Now, after I polished the feed ramps, these are the marks I'm seeing on the same round, just different color. And those fed flawlessly and ejected flawlessly. That was dry. I didn't fire it. It was just me running the bolt manually. So I stuck one of these in, and I'm still within, good length. Ended up getting stuck and pulled it out of the case. I don't know if you can see the marks from where the grooves held it in, and it shot powder all over drop powder all over the stuff, and I had to clean that up and everything. So I'm going to be running into the same issue I am with my 7.62 upper. You can't do a lot of longer loads unless it's a skinny ogive. And that's not terrible, but I shouldn't have to worry about overall length as long as it's within, data specs, SAMI specs, whatever, however you want to look at it. But I think that's going to be an issue with this one as well. So I'm going to take it out tomorrow and run it some more. But like I said, this bolt cleaned up nice and smooth. Didn't fix the problem. I mean, just look at the wear and tear on this thing just from a few shot rounds, and then me working the bolt back and forth. I can understand that, but just the progress I'm having with this. They're working with me. They said to go ahead and polish the feed ramps, and I went ahead and replied today with the feedback I had after I polished the feed ramps, and discussed, if they have any barrels with more of a free bore in it or a throat to where I could, do a longer OAL reloads and stuff, because 300 blacks not as bad as it used to be, but it's still pretty expensive, and if I got the ability to load it, I'm going to load it. So shouldn't be limited. Anyway, guys, just thought I would share my experience. Sticking with factory ammo, after I got the feed ramps polished, I'm pretty sure this is going to be just fine. But I still have yet to figure out, other than keeping them short, some hand cast and loaded recipes. So we'll get it figured out. Thanks to Uncle Jim and Kenny, Eagle Eye. They've been helping me out on the phone and stuff. So I might go for a PSA after all. Or I could just order a barrel and start fresh with this upper and everything. And get everybody tuned up and see how it goes. All right. Thanks for watching.